Hello everyone, my name is DIXIT and this is my channel Pentest Diaries. So today I'll give the walkthrough of one of the retired machine of HackTheBox. The name of the machine is Shibboleth. It's a medium level machine, and in this video I'll try to cover all the stuffs which we have to do to get it solve this machine. Different type of techniques we are using it to get that final root flag and the user flag. So now we'll go to my system and try to get it solve this machine. So before proceeding in this video, first of all, this is my YouTube channel where I have posted all the walkthrough whatever the retire machine of HackTheBox. Okay, and this is my blog where I'm pasting all my what are the write-ups is present. I'll just make it over there itself as a content for you, so you can visit in both the section. Now we'll go to the video for so in this machine we are just solving that machine which we call it as, the name is Shibboleth. So this machine is retired yesterday only, so I'll just try to get it solve this machine, and what the steps we are just trying to take it, just try to see that. So the first command we have to get it fire in this is 10.10.11.124, and the nmap command we just try to get understand what other ports are open on target machine. So let me trigger that. We'll just wait for the output. Okay, so we'll get the output, and in the output we can see couple of things, and which we are looking for it. Let me see that where exactly we can get that. Not getting the redirect one. Okay, so over here we are not seeing the redirect one, but you can see this one. Okay, so this is the host entry. We'll have to put it from our side. So as I've already did it from my side, so I'll just show you that directly. So you just concentrate on this only, don't think about the other. Okay, I'll let you know about it when we require these entries. Okay, so right now just do this entry in your host file and just get it saved. Once this done, we'll simply have to go for the first thing, try to know that what are the things it's present for it and what are the subsections is present for it. So let me try to get it trigger this, and before proceeding further, let me write this command in such a way and wait for the output, so it maybe work a bit faster. It's one assets, one forms. I think that's sufficient which we're looking for it. Let me cancel it. Okay, so what else we have to do it now? I'll run one more command, and over there I'll just use it this, so I'll just show you that once a minute. So in earlier command we are looking for the extensions, but now we are looking for the decodes, what exactly the output response code we are getting it. So we are just looking for 200. Okay, so that was one of the things which you're looking for it, and let me run this. Okay, once we run it, we can see a couple of output. We can see it's monitoring, JABX monitor. Okay, so let me stop it over here. Then we simply have to run this command to put the host entry once again for all these things. Okay, so you simply have to put the host entry for all these things. Once you're done with it, you can able to see the response. Let me show you the response. What is the response? You can see it on your screen. So this looks like the host file. Finally, these are the entries are present. Okay, once you're done with it, we'll simply have to go to the browser, try to get it, as we have already done the entry and it's look like a JABX. So let me try to get it access that. That's it. I'm not sure whether it's get login directly. Okay, let me log out it. I think perfect. Actually, I have just compiled that machine. That was the reason I have forget to sign out that session. Okay, so this is the landing page which we're getting when we try to get it access that. Okay, but what exactly the things we had to try to use it over here? So as I search on Google, so there are a couple of credential I have just found out, and one of the credential is admin as a user. Let me try that whether it's working for me or not. So these are the credentials, default credentials which we can use it directly. it's a javix, okay, and we'll try to sign in, but unfortunately this is not working for us, or maybe that account is temporarily blocked. Okay, so that is one other thing which we wanted to get it try. Okay, so now what, like this is the max we can reach it to port 80, and now we'll approach for something different. So let me clear it, and now I'll run, like this is the TCP port which we are looking for it. Now we'll go for the UDP port also. Okay, we'll try for the UDP port, whether is any UDP port is running on it or not. I'm sure this will not get completed till I'll just complete this video, but the output I'll let you know about it. It's 623. 623 is the port is running on it, which with the services ASF, RMCP. These are the services running on it. So once we trigger this command, we get the output on that port, but it's take a lot of time to get it complete, as it's a UDP port sync. Okay, it's going for all each and every section combination for it. So let it be. Let me go to the next section. So we get that port 623. Once we get that port 623, let me open the MSF console, as we're concentrated only on the JABX. So let me open that MSF console and wait for the output. So initially we just trigger this. So let me, as this port is belongs to IPMI. Okay, so we just simply search for IPMI, and these are the output we are getting it. Okay, so first we are using the 01. Okay, U0, show options, set our host 10.10.11.124, and simply run it. So once we run it, we can see that it looks like a vulnerable one. Okay, this machine is vulnerable on 623 port, the service which we are consuming it. Let the output run, and we'll go for the next section for it. Let me figure out what the versions is running on it. So the next section we'll just have to figure out, is there any possibility? Okay, this one. So second one we have to use it now. So we have to use the second one. I think it's working. Options. Okay, our host 10.10.11.124. okay, now we run that option and wait for that output. So we can see the version is 2.0. This one also one of the is for it, and now we'll go for the final. So we'll go for the final one, which is 1. Okay, so use 1. Okay, options, set our host 10.10.11.124. okay, we'll simply have to run it. Rest everything is a default, which is get it mentioned already by the MSF. We are not changing anything. Simply run it and we get that hash. So we are dumping the hash of administrator over here. Okay, so whatever the hash you are seeing over here, we simply have to come out of this. Okay, I've already pasted this on my local system. So this is the one I have already pasted. You simply have to fire this command of hashcat to get the final result. As I've already done it, I think it will not take a lot of time for me to get it complete that, as it's already cracked. So we'll simply have to click in and we can get that output. So this is the one which we can see that. Okay, so just to see the output, -- show, so we can see the output over here. Okay, so now this is the password. We have to use it to get it login on the portal. Okay, so what I have to do, it's administrator user, and the password which I'm getting, I'll simply have to get it, copy that, go to this section, paste it, that's it. Okay, I'm inside of it. So now what I have to do, I'll simply have to go to the configuration section, then go to the host section, then I have to go to the item section, and that's it. So over here I'll simply have to click down create item, and over here anything you can give it a 1. Okay, now over here we can give it whatever that reverse shell one liner we are giving it. Make sure that you have to mention like a system dot It's a system dot run. Okay, so you have to run with that only, and the single one liner, and that IP address you have to mention, make sure that IP address you have to mention of your local system. Let me see the IP address of my local machine first. Is it same or it's different? So it's the same, so no problem for me. I'll simply have to run that 1 2 3 4. Okay, and go back over here and make sure the same command you have to run it over here. You can get it from the pentest monkey or somewhere else itself. You can get it very easily, and make sure the system.run you have to run it, and instead of that this command is get triggered. Everything is done. Now we'll simply have to go to the test section. Okay, you get this output and it's just asking for it, get value and test. Okay, so once we click on it we can get the reverse shell. So this reverse shell I'm getting it on my screen, but like this is the initial shell. Okay, so let me figure out what are the different type of users we have it over here. So I can see couple of users over here itself. Okay, it's a MySQL, Debian, but there is one user which I can see that it's a bin bash. Okay, which also we can approach or elevate the accessibility for it. So what I done it from my side, instead of going directly, I'll simply have to run the tty one shell just to get the full. Okay, and now I'll approach for the SU and that same user. And what's the catch over here? The password we are using it's the same password which we cracked it using the hashcat. So let me copy the password. So we are using the same password and we are inside of that user. Okay, now we'll go to the home section and I'll just go inside of this directory, and I can able to read user.txt. If you want I can read it for you. User.txt. That's it. Now what we have to do, now this one is first part is completed. We'll get the initial shell, we'll just elevate the user rights, and we just reach to the user by which we can able to read the user.txt content. Okay, now what exactly we have to do, we just have to get the root privileges so that we can able to read the root.txt content. Okay, so for that, before proceeding further for it, let me see what are the ports are running over here. So as I can see, couple of ports are running, and 3306 is one of the port is running. Rest everything looks like port 80 is running. Okay, that's normal, nothing different about it. Okay, so I can consider 3306 is the port which we are looking for it. Perfect. So what we have to do, I'll simply have to search like in the initial phase itself when I am searching for it, so I can find couple of files over here, and there is one of the JABX is one of the thing which I'm seeing over here when I'm going inside of the /etc. Okay, now we'll go inside of a JABX. Okay, we are inside of it. Over here a lot of config file is present, so instead of going directly to read each and every file to read the content out of it, I'll simply run this command. Get is there any content into the password is present inside of this configuration file or not. So whatever the file present inside of this directory, we'll try to fetch out the password out of it. So once we run that, we can able to see the DB password over here. Okay, this is the DB password we are using it just to get it MySQL. Okay, so let me run the command for the user JABX, and the password which we get it over here, let me get it, copy the password. This is the password I'm getting it, so let me copy it, and we are inside of it. But unfortunately, as we inside of it, but to elevate the rights a user. As I'm reading couple of forums, so I just came to know about it, like using the MySQL also, there is a possibility we can trigger it the root level shells. Okay, so that was the reason I have used some different type of technique. I'll create one of the MSA Venom based file .so file I've created over here. So I'll just let you know about the command by which you can generate this file. So this is the command. You simply have to run it on your system. Okay, as I have already run it, so there is no need for me to run it once again. So you simply have to run this command by which you can generate test.so file, and it's work like it just get integrated with the MySQL, and just to get it triggered a root level shell. So what I have to do, I'll simply check that whether it's present over here, test.so I can able to see. So now let me run the python http server port 80. Okay, now what I have to do, I'll simply have to ask this to go out of me, and I'll just simply go out of the directory and go to the temp folder. Now what I'll do, I'll simply have to download that file. Let me see whether that file is present already or not. That is already present, so there is no need to get it done, as I think no one have resetted that machine so far. Okay, so there is no point to do it once again. I'll simply go to this file. We have to get it download with wcat. So now as it's already present, there is no need to get it download once again. I'll simply go to the MySQL command once again, putting the credential. Once we're done with that, what I have to do, simultaneously on one of the another one, I'll run that. Okay, as listener port is 4001, we have defined it at the time of creating that file using MS Venom. So that was one other thing, and this is the command which we're looking for it to get it triggered that. Okay, so I'll simply have to go over here and trigger this command. So I'll just make it a path, that's where I'm downloading that file, and I'll just make it that as a setting over there for the MySQL. Let me trigger it. Once we get it triggered, we get the reverse shell over here. Okay, so to get that done, I'll just check that ID value. Okay, let me go to the root folder. I can able to see this is one, and root.txt, and if you want, I can read the root.txt content also. So let me give the complete summary once again, what exactly we're supposed to do it in this machine. So we'll start with the initial phase, that's the nmap we have to run it. We'll get the port 80 over there, and by that we just figure out using the fuzzing initially for the extension files. We'll try with that. By that we are not getting appropriate result. Then after that we'll proceeding further with that. We'll try for the results, the response, we'll just getting it a code. So we are putting a filter on the basis of the codes itself at 200. Okay, by that way we are getting couple of results, and Javix is one of the section for it. So we'll put the host base entry from our side, and then proceeding for the just to try to get access. We'll initially try to access with the default credential, but it's not working for us. So unfortunately that was a dead end for us for port 80. Now we'll figure out the UDP port. It's not yet completed. You can see that how much is completed. It's only 86% is yet completed. Okay, so what exactly is happening after that, we'll figure out the port 623 is a port is running over there itself, which we figure out on the UDP. So now using that port, we just figure out like there is a service is running, and which is IPMI. So IPMI, whether it's vulnerable or not, we'll just use the MSF console module, and by that way initially we just figure out whether it's a vulnerable version or not. Once we get that, we figure out like what are the possibility for it, and finally we use the hash dumps over there just to fetch the credentials, whatever the credential we have to use it to get it login. By that we are getting the hash, and by that hash we'll try to get it crack, and we get the credential. We use the same credential for the user to get it login inside of the Javix. We get it inside of it, go to the configuration section, host section, item section, then we'll go, and in that section we're just creating one new item from our side. Over there in the key section we are putting our reverse shell one liner with that combination which I have already discussed with you, and by that way once we click on the test, it's get triggered, and we are already make it a listener from our side. By that we are getting a reverse shell. So it's an initial shell. By that we just triggering one more command, that's passwd/etc/passwd. By that way we just came to know like there is another user which is present over there, which is IMSV. So that user we can switch it from our side. So we'll just trigger with the su command, and by that way putting the same credential which we have used it in the context of JABX, and by that way we can elevate the rights. It's a click from our side. By that way we just proceeding further, and now finally we can able to see the root user.txt content. Now we just see like what are the different type of ports, like just to proceeding further for it, and we figure out like there is a 3306. Okay, so by that way a couple of directory we figure out, and by that finally we just find out like there's /etc/jabix is one of the folder over there. There are couple of configuration file present over there. Just to get that information out of it, we get the password of it, db password, and by that we try to get it login with the MySQL. Now I'll create using MSF Venom. I'm just creating one of the I can say the payload I created from my side, and by that payload I'll just fetch it out on my attack on my victim machine in a time folder, and map that to the MySQL, and just to get it trigger. Once we get it trigger, that by that way we get the reverse shell, and we can reach to the root.txt flag. So these are the stuff which I want to get it covered in this video. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, please subscribe my channel. If you like to connect me, you can connect me on LinkedIn. The LinkedIn profile link I'll provide in the description section of this video. And if you like to give any feedback, you can give the feedback in the comment section of this video. So thank you so much once again. Take care. Bye bye.